with the sixth Home Alone installment, I am going to be ranking all six Home Alone movies. Yes. In the newest installment, the newest sequel that I call it, Home Sweet Home Alone, which I have watched today. Yes. My review ain't coming out until tomorrow. No, my review on the movie won't be out until tomorrow, but I'm going to be doing a ranking, and of course I'm not going to get into spoilers, not just yet, until, of course, the review is obviously going to be focused around spoilers, obviously, but now that I have finally watched Home Sweet Home Alone, it is time for me to do my ranking of the best to not as good Home Alone movies. Obviously, number one, good, obviously. Number one, good, goes to the cult classic Home Alone 1, obviously. The first Home Alone, the 1990 Home Alone. And basically, it's the first Home Alone, basically, right? It's the first Home Alone, and the 1990, and of course with Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, which, again, it's funny to see Joe Pesci try not to swear in this movie, because with him doing those, I guess, grunting or kind of trying so hard not to swear, it's so funny. But, of course, at the beginning, you don't even realize that he's actually a bad guy, which in general, in the new movie, I thought as well. But I'm not going to go into spoilers. Again, not yet, until my review, when I make it. But, again, Macaulay Culkin, Kevin, which, again, there's a whole backstory of Macaulay Culkin, like, all the stuff in real life that this guy's gone through and stuff, and now just to think that he's married now and has a son or a daughter, I'm not too sure, but a kid, a son of his own.
And it's weird because his wife is on Disney.
Yep, his wife is on Disney.
London Tipton.
Which is really cool to see. The second good one, the sequel of 1992, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. We're going to get to Home Sweet Home Alone, and y'all are going to be surprised, which I'm not surprised of where I put this one as, but again, it has Joe Pesci, or Harry and Marv again, that broken out of prison, and again, Kevin in New York, getting lost in New York, and having Donald Trump as a cameo, which is actually removed off of television now, because for stupid reasons, the world's gotten to a point where they get offended by everything that moves, breathes, or exists, pretty much. And even Donald Trump's son said it was ridiculous too, by a tweet too, and I'd rather have Donald Trump than our recent president that we have, because I prefer Donald Trump much more. And I guess I got lost media now, because on my Home Alone 2 DVD, it has Donald Trump's cameo on it. So I got something that is now removed, pretty much. And again, the traps are just great. And again, two of the movies revolve around two elderly people saving Kevin. First, Old Man Marley in the first one, his neighbor, and then the homeless lady, the pigeon lady, before Harry shoots the gun, which thankfully, when Harry pulls out the gun, he can't shoot it because he's all covered in paint, so he can't shoot the gun at him. And again, I love how they mention also what happened last year in the previous movie, like with the paint cans, where Harry got reminded of, don't you remember what happened last year? Which Marv doesn't even remember. And of course, the infamous brick scene with the basically the building, and in real life, that brick hitting Marv in the head would kill him instantly. Something like that going straight to your forehead would just kill you instantly. There's no surviving that. And again, he got hit like 4 or 5 times in the head with bricks. Heavy bricks, yeah. And it's very surprising too. Number 3 is the newest movie, Home Sweet Home Alone, which again I have recently watched, and I'm not gonna get into any spoilers obviously, but it's just a great movie, and definitely I guess I could say better than 3, 4, 5, I guess, but again we're gonna get into those. But that's I can really say in general of this movie without getting into spoilers until my review, obviously. But again, people are crazy when they say this movie is bad. Like they don't have good taste of movies. They're crazy. At number 4, it's now, those were all of the amazing, great ones I just went through. Now we're getting into the rest of the ones that are good, bad-ish. I mean, not bad-ish, but I guess not as great, but also good. Home Alone 3, which again is 1997, and has Alex and 4 spies are breaking into his house, trying to get a chip to launch a missile. And again, this is like an agent, I guess, version of Home Alone. Because you got Alex that is home alone with chickenpox as well, and you have these criminals, these 4 criminals, and this movie also has the first female villain, Alice, which a lot of people have their good opinions with Alice in this movie. Some people say they had a crush on Alice when they were little, and some people dislike her in general. But again, and I'm not too sure which one I would like more. I know I did a poll on my community tab, or on my channel, the community post, a poll telling y'all what is y'all's favorite villain of Home Alone 3, and a lot of y'all said Alice, which I'm not surprised, but and especially the, I guess, metal pipe getting straight into Jernigan's bad spot where the rat was in the hole in his pants, and Alice swings it, and you hear he's like in a symphony. And then of course the end, and again, it was definitely good, but again, now that I watch Home Sweet Home Alone, not as good as in those 3 that I mentioned. Now we get to a one what people despise or tear apart, and that's Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House. And I get it, people hate this Home Alone movie. I know, people hate this movie. But it also has somebody on, I guess, Chicago PD. I know it's a show that my mom and dad watch, but it's, I guess, the chief or somebody, but he's the dad on this movie. And we get Kevin. I know it's not Kevin, but we get, the boy's name is Kevin, and we get, of course, Pete and Kate, which is Peter and Kate, which is also the same names of 1 and 2. And technically we got Marv, the same Marv from Home Alone 1 and 2, and he even mentions Harry as well in this movie. So it's technically the same Marv, but who knows what happened to Harry. I mean, we can see Marv has a wife now in this movie, or is married, but again, a lot of people, at least I've seen of critics, saying that they just are not a fan of this one. And the last one I have to put at the very end is Home Alone, The Holiday Heist, basically. And a lot of people forget this one even exists, pretty much. And this one has another female villain, which technically there's 4 female villains in Home Alone. Alice, Vera, Jessica in this one, and Pam in oh yeah, and Home Alone 3 also had Black Widow when she was young as well.
That's weird seeing her.
And a lot of people also, when I did that poll also of what villain in Home Alone 5 y'all would like, or y'all like more, a lot of y'all said Jessica. A lot of y'all are definitely liking the female villains, which I don't blame y'all either. But also, again, I like the theme of it being like a haunted house as well, or thinking it's haunted, and Flynn, if I remember his name again, I haven't seen that one in a long time. And of course, Mason as well, which also comes to save the day at the end. And especially with, it's like every movie, they're basically, I love how on every Home Alone movie, what makes it great is they're after something. The villains are after something, like Home Alone 1, they're after, again, Kevin's house. Robbing Kevin's house. Home Alone 2, they're wanting to, or robbing the kids' toy store to steal money that was supposed to go to a children's hospital as well. And Home Alone 3, they're going after a computer chip that would go into a missile. Home Alone 4, they're pretty much going after a prince, like they say, and what, again, I'm not sure. And then in Home Alone 5, they're, in the holiday heist, they're going after a worthless or a priceless painting that is directly in the same house as the family in this movie. And I'm gonna make a separate video on the traps as well, which I already talked about the traps leading up to the hype for Home Sweet Home Alone. So I'm gonna be making my list of my best to okay traps on Home Sweet Home Alone, which from watching it, it's gonna be hard because I loved every single trap, because Max did a great job in that movie against the villains in that movie, and it's gonna definitely be hard. But that is my ranking of the 6 Home Alone movies now, and I'm definitely excited to see what the future of this franchise in stores. Even if people hate how it's going and stuff, people just gotta get a grip and just have the fact that it's not for them if they don't want to watch it. It's just for the people that enjoy these movies. Like, again, that's why I watched the new one, and I loved it as well. And that's why I put it at number 3, along with Home Alone 1 and 2, because it's that good. And it's basically a sequel as well. But what do y'all think? And what is y'all's favorite Home Alone? Be on the lookout for my review on Home Sweet Home Alone coming tomorrow as well, or being released tomorrow. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!